What up, Blockchain Nation? What up, YouTube? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below. For those who watch these videos who are already subscribed, I want to say a big thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are indeed far too kind. So today I'm going to talk about Bitcoin mining. I guess the question that I hear often is that, is it profitable to mine Bitcoin in 2020? Should I go ahead and start mining Bitcoin? Should I buy these computers that people buy to be able to mine Bitcoin, or what do I think? So this is my personal opinion, and we'll just go over what I think and what I'm doing personally, and then hopefully this makes some sense. All right, so if you're ready, so I'm ready. So I'll just take a quick look at this article from CoinDesk. It says that Bitcoin mining power hits a new high as 500,000 new ASICs go online. Now, ASIC is an acronym for Application Specific Integration Circuits. These are just basically processors that are designed solely for the purpose of mining Bitcoin. They don't have any other use, well, major use besides that. So basically what a mining farm is just a series of different ASIC computers all lined up, and they're just running 24/7, and they're just mining Bitcoin. So mining is an interesting concept. Please watch my previous video. I'll put a link below on it explains what really the mining process is. I won't go into all that, but the question now to ask is, does it make sense to mine for Bitcoin? Are there rewards for mining Bitcoin? Absolutely. But so here's what I think. So there are three ways for you to earn Bitcoin, or to receive Bitcoin. I think that's the word. You can either buy it, you can earn it, maybe you can charge a fee for your services and receive money in Bitcoin, or you can mine it. So you can buy it from an exchange, you can earn it, and you can trade it for goods and service, and you can bill in Bitcoin, which what some people do. I know the great Andreas Antonopoulos actually collects his fees in Bitcoin. And then last way thing you can do is mine it. So there are different approaches to mining. The first is to set up your own mining rig. Now, the question to ask is, people say that, can I just buy one of these ASIC miners myself, and then just set it up in my house and begin to run it and mine Bitcoin? Well, let's see if that makes sense. So the popular Bitcoin hardware is the Antminer. So the hash power is 14 terahertz per second. This is very important. The hash power really is very, very key. You want this to be as high as possible. So a terahash per second is just how the hash power is measured. This is 8.6 terahashes per second, and what a Bitcoin miner is doing, or what these ASICs are, is they have hashing power, and they are solving these very complex math problems, and yeah, so that's what they do. So this one is actually $3,000. This one, the Antminer, is $1,000. So the question is, can I just buy one of these, put it up in my house, and see how much I'll make? So you can actually check the profitability here if you want to do this. So let's say your hash rate, let's use terahertz per second. Let's say I actually buy one of these, this Antminer, and it's 14 terahertz per second. Break 14, and then this is the price of Bitcoin as of this recording, which is interesting. I don't know what the price will be as the time you're watching this. So power consumption in watts, you have to check this on your utility bill. Well, let me just say 200 watts, just being considerate. It's probably more than that. So your cost per kilowatt hour is in dollars. So if you live in the United States, you can check your bill, whether it's BG, Pepco, wherever you live, and you can see this figure. So let's just say it's 200. Already you can see if it costs me 20 kilowatts per 20 kilowatt hours, which would be 20 bucks. Already you can see I'm not profitable. I'm not making money. So these are things that you need to look at. Look at the price of Bitcoin, look at how your power consumption is, and then you can see whether or not you are profitable. So let's say you get one of those really, really cool processors. Maybe you can make some money from doing this. Well, I'll show you that later on. So first approach, like I said, is setting up your own mining rig. You can now look at this and see whether you're profitable doing it. Another way is, I like this, yeah, let's look at this. Bitcoin mining is a crypto mining the tools calculator. You can say, let's look at what mining rig I decide to buy. Let's say use this one. Your hash rate, which is 44 terabytes a second, which is more powerful. And this, let's say this is your power consumption. Currently, as of this recording, the block reward is actually, well, I'm recording at 12 and a half. By the time you're watching this, it'll probably be 6 and a quarter. So if I check this and I apply and see, is it profitable? No, it's not profitable. So these are those things that you need to look at. Obviously, if you spend some more, you can actually make more. If you're willing to cough up some serious bucks, then you probably, where is the, no, I'm not looking for this here, we go. Bitcoin, 45, no, it's the calculator, where'd you go? So let's look at the miner list again. So let's say I'm able to spend more money. My hash rate is, let's say I buy, what's this one? 2 of these ant miners. So let's just say I do, well no, let's say I buy, what is it, 76 terabytes per second? And this is 76, okay, let's say I do, does it let me put it in the number? I thought it actually let me put as many as I want. Let's say I go up with this and I decide to do 150 terahashes per second. Let's say my power consumption is not so high and my power cost me $100. Current difficulty and exchange rate, I apply this, and as you can see, I'm not very profitable doing this. Anyways, this is just a way you can play around with these figures and you can decide whether or not you want to do this. Now, for my understanding and the different calculations I've done, if you're willing to spend a lot more, not just and get a few of these babies, a few of these ant miners, maybe 3, 4, 5, spend about $20,000. Maybe down the line you can be profitable, but I don't know how many people have $20,000 to part with. If you have the raw investment or raw cash to do that, then yeah, by all means go ahead, buy a couple of these miners and check to see whether they are profitable or not. But for the most part, I'm not sure if most of us have that kind of cash to be able to go ahead and spend that kind of money on an ant miner and just run it 24/7. For most people, it's not cost effective. So there's another approach. So the first way to mine Bitcoin is set up your own mining rig, like I said. Second way is use a cloud provider. And these cloud providers are different. So this is already an established company or someone who has already put together loads and loads of miners of ASICs, and then they are willing to, it's kind of like Amazon or Azure, like it's a cloud whereby they aggregate services. So they're aggregating services too. They have their miners, which they are making available for you. So as you can see, they have a petahashes per second, which is more than a terahash. And then you can say, hey, I can join cloud mining. I can part with some of my money. So you can sign up for these. I don't want you to see my username and password, but okay, so let's look at this. Let's just go here. So cloud mining, currently they're out of stock. So this is a 6-month plan where you can pay a certain amount of money and it gives you 150 terabytes per second. You can actually adjust this, but as you can see, these are already out of stock. So the daily fee will be $15. You can pay depending on what your budget is, and it can sometimes you can make some money doing this, or sometimes it's not very, very profitable. So you can calculate how much Bitcoin you could earn. So let's say my hash rate, which in this case is, what's this one? 470. So let's do 470, which is what this guy's doing. Hardware 0 fees, and then you do a cloud, which costs you this. So Bitcoin Cash daily profits will be this. Calculate how much Bitcoin you can earn. Am I doing this right? I don't think I am. How much Bitcoin you can earn? So does this change? Oh yeah, that's correct. So if I make the hash rate for this, which will be 470 in this case, which is what the mine has. And Bitcoin Cash daily profit could be this, arguably, and your Bitcoin Core daily. So if you have mining Bitcoin Cash, you can make this. If you're mining Core Bitcoin, you can make this. If you're willing to do this, go with these cloud miners, and there's so many of them. There's Leading Crypto, nicehash.com. These are also a cloud mining that could provide a service for you. Hashflare. Now, this is what I mean. You should be careful with cloud, because I remember I actually signed up with Hashflare a couple of years ago. I put some money, and now you can see this mining rig has gone under. They are no longer in operation, or maybe they have a new domain, but somebody tell me that. Anyway, so largest cloud, Genesis Mining 2 is a good one, where you can also join these cloud providers and mine for Bitcoin, and Antpool is also one as well. So I think, in summary, I'll say this: if you have the investment, if you have the cash, and you're willing to part with the funds, and I always say never invest more than you're willing to lose, then you can go the hardware route, buy a couple of these miners, set them up in your house, look at your utility bill and see how much you're spending on power consumption, then you can decide whether you're profitable or not. Or if you don't have too much money and at the same time you want to be careful and you just want to start just to see what that's like, you can come up and sign for one of these cloud providers. But currently Bitcoin.com, as you can see, they're out of stock. they have nothing available, but you can ask them to notify you when they are available, and then you can join one of these mining pools, or you can check out any one of these guys as well. So yeah, so that's it. So that's my conclusion. If you have the funds, please go ahead, but please never invest more than you are willing to lose. You can also do the last thing, which is what I do personally. So personally, I used to use some of the cloud providers. Didn't see too much returns, but at the same time, I didn't even invest that much. I was just playing around with it just to see how well it was, how it worked out. I invest in Bitcoin personally. I think also, if you're going to spend $20,000 on mining, you can also invest that amount of money also buying Bitcoin. I'm not giving investment advice. I'm just saying you could. You don't have to. You could, or you might not want to. Don't take my advice. But yeah, you could invest in Bitcoin, and then if the price keeps on going up, like now it's $9,000, baby, which is just crazy. I don't know how much it's going to be by the time you're watching this. Yeah. So if it begins to appreciate in value, $20,000 become something else. In 2017, in January, I think it was $1,000 for Bitcoin. By end of 2017, it was $20,000 for Bitcoin. So if you have invested $20,000, you'll have made a huge gain. So that's just something to consider doing as well. Till next time, my wish for you is that you learn more about blockchain technology, because blockchain is changing and will change the world. And those who get involved early, in my personal opinion, will greatly impact the future. And if that's you, let's go change the world.